Hi, everyone. This is Christine Kopr with Sotheby's Realty in Vancouver, BC, and reporting to you for the February market stats for the Real Estate Board of Greater Vancouver. Wow, what a change we have had since the fall of last year. October, November, December, very slow months, very painful. January, we started to see the uptick in activity. And while sales are still below their historic levels, the activity, the buyers that are there are engaged in all the deals I have done in February, which is quite a few. Almost all of them on the buy side were in multiple offers, not necessarily crazy offers, but sometimes just one other offer and otherwise multiple offers. For my listings, I've definitely attracted multiple offers ranging between 4 to 5 offers. I mean, it's definitely a different marketplace right now. Different strategies need to be employed. And of course, it also depends on the property type and price point. We're not seeing as much activity or aggressiveness on the higher end of the market. However, there's definitely more activity. And if you're thinking about listing, we are in desperate need of listings. We are in historic lows of new listings coming on the market, providing enough inventory for the current purchasers out there. Now, of course, not everything is selling. If you're not priced well, if you don't present well, if you're not easy to access, all of those things, those homes are going to have a hard time selling. But new product that comes up is well positioned and well priced is going to get the activity. So sellers, if selling is on your mind, please reach out to me right now so we can talk a little bit about what's on your mind. We know the lack of inventory is one of the things that are preventing sellers from coming on the market. You don't really have anything else to purchase. However, there are strategies that we can put into place. Buyers, we need to definitely put a plan together, make sure you're prepared, as well as leverage certain strategies that are out there and available to you now to be that winning offer. You still need to make educated decisions. Not everything is going well above market value. Sometimes we're seeing multiple offers below the asking price. So there's still significant opportunity, but what it feels like is there's a bit of a base and a renewed confidence with, a pause in interest rates for now and a stability in the real estate market. Let's quickly look at those stats. So here we are. This month we're sharing a couple of the different stats that I look at. We're going to start at the top. So Real Estate Board of Greater Vancouver, sales for February, 1808. There was 1,800 sales in February. That is up 77% month over month from January. However, down almost 50%, 47% below last year's sales volume at this time. Remember, last year was peak. I mean, we had huge demand. So this is not a surprise. However, in terms of putting into the 10-year average perspective, last month's sales are 33% below the 10-year average. We only had 3,400 new listings or almost 3,500 new listings come on in February. That's new inventory. That's up only 5% month over month and down 37% year over year. So last year we did have new listings coming on. This month, just not that much new inventory. And our inventory, the total available homes, the active listings is sitting at 7,868. So a little bit of an increase month over month at about 5%, but we're still down 17% year over year in terms of the available homes for sale right now on our MLS. What is interesting, though, is months of inventory. For those of you that follow me every month, this is the number I focus on because it is a great predictor of which way prices are going to head. And if you recall, anything below 4 months, so 4 months and below is considered a seller's market. 6 months and above is considered a buyer's market. More inventory than the demand. Seller's market, not enough inventory for the demand. And when we start to hover around that 4-month mark, it starts to feel like a seller's market, which we are feeling in the attached townhouse and condo market. And in the sales to list ratio, we're seeing this, just the beginnings of a seller's market. So this is going to be interesting to see if it sustains and what happens in March and April, and if we're actually going to get an influx of listings after spring break. For those of you that don't have kids, spring break either just started or starting next week for families for 2 weeks. And after that, We've had a delay in winter here, or spring. We've had a longer winter. I presume we're probably going to see some more listings coming on the market, but it's an interesting call. There's not a lot of sellers that want to sell in today's market environment, or what was the environment a few months ago, but there's also nothing for them to buy, so to speak. So this is going to be very interesting, and it's nice to see us coming down from that, what was considered buyer's market territory in terms of months of inventory, into the 4.4 months of inventory. We've also had the first appreciation in the MLS benchmark. So we're at 1.123 for the benchmark price. That's up 1.1% month over month, however, down 9.3% year over year. And as we head into March, April, and May, we are going to see larger year over year decreases because of last year. Around this time was the peak of the market. So this is very positive. We're seeing some strength in the benchmark price, and we're also seeing some strength in the street in terms of what buyers are interested in and the actions they're willing to take. However, our sales are still quite low overall. So perhaps this might be the floor for our real estate market. We need to see what develops over the next few months. Going into specifics, detached homes for Metro Vancouver, there were 514 sales last month. Sales are up 74% month over month from January. January is typically a slower month. However, in perspective, sales are down almost 50% year over year. Your current benchmark price is 1.813, and that's definitely lower from the benchmark of last year, which was sitting at 2.139. And perhaps this is why buyers are getting back into the market. We're starting to see the value here. We're back to some prices that we saw, earlier on in the pandemic. When we start to see the uptick in prices, we're not quite back to where we were pre-pandemic, but we can see that the froth is off. Attached townhomes in February, we had 366 sales. Sales are up 134% month over month, however, still sitting down 35% year over year. Your benchmark price for the townhouse in the Greater Vancouver region is $1,038,500, and that's down from 1.150 last year. Attached condos, 928 sales, up 63% month over month from January, down 50% year over year. It's kind of the same thing. We're just clearly not doing the amount of sales we did last year, and it's still low for today's levels. And your benchmark price is sitting at $732,000, down from $844. So anyone that's thinking about making a purchase right now, you're definitely getting in at a time where we're starting to see some stability and maybe an uptick in prices. And this may continue in through the spring and taper off in the summer, or this might be that bottom. We don't know. There's a lot of different things going on right now. As you probably heard, there was the crash of the SVB bank down in the US, and there's a second bank as well. And that might actually put some downward pressure on interest rates to deal with that mess. It is kind of what the regulators wanted. So let's see what happens. Sellers, again, we are looking for inventory. If you were holding off because you didn't like market conditions, I'm here to tell you that things have changed. So please reach out to me so I can advise accordingly. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Christine Kopr, Senior VP of Sales in Vancouver, BC. If you're not getting this video in your inbox, please make sure you go to my website and sign up, or to my Linktree and sign up, or hopefully there's a link in the comments below. You can sign up and get this information monthly, plus additional information. I look forward to connecting with you. Take care.